I
I
love
do have a lot.
Danielle.
Yeah, I do too. I think Danielle's great TV. So let me give you a behind the scenes of Danielle and I were friends. I was not on the show yet. I had made friends with Danielle. The first season was filmed, and Danielle and I were friends. That's when her and Jaqueline, she walked into my store. Then Jaqueline did, and I became friends with them. Did not know Teresa at the time. So Danielle starts hanging out with me. I was with Michael, but I was always with my girlfriends and stuff, and he would take all my friends out. So it's I had just opened Posh, and it's the first Posh Christmas party. So I invite all my top clients, and including my best friends, which some of them were there. Helena Lohman, a couple of the other ones that people wouldn't know. Helena Lohman filmed with me, so I could say that. The Glam Fairy. I don't know if everyone knows who she is. Alexa. She was my friend at the time. She did not have her show yet. So she was doing makeup that night for all of us. So she was invited to the party.
Who the fuck is the Glam Fairy?
Oh my God, she had her own show.
On what network?
She had her own show.
On a network?
Yeah, on a network.
Wow.
So everybody look it up. Everybody look up the Glam Fairy. She had her own show. And then she was up with a part of Jersey-licious.
Wow, excuse me.
Okay, so she didn't have her show yet. She had walked into Posh one day, sat on the floor. We talked for hours. She was buying a lot of stuff. She did a beautiful article about Posh, and she was a phenomenal makeup artist. So that night, I figured, let me treat all my clients and have Alexa do their makeup. So she's very tiny. You got to picture this. She's very little, beautiful little teeny weeny girl.
Like a Snooki? Like a little Snooki?
Like a Snooki, but with blonde hair. Okay. So she's sitting down, and I have the big black chair, and she's doing someone's makeup. And so she's low. Okay. So we're all talking about men. All right. And how it is, how you get a man and how you keep a man. And because it's girl talk, it's all girls. And we were all going to go out after to this fabulous restaurant that, of course, Michael was picking up the check, and we were going to be drinking. I had champagne for everyone. Okay. Here comes Danielle. Remember, it's a tiny little store. It's only 500 square feet. And she walks in and she goes, getting a man. Do you all want to know how to get a man? I'm not going to believe this. She lifts up her dress. She pulls down her stocking. She shows her ring that's in her vagina, and she hits it, and she goes, this is how to get a man. This is how to get a man. And then poor Alexa's face is like this, because remember, she's like tiny and bent down, and turns around and looks and sees the vagina right in her face. Okay. And then Danielle turns around, walks out the door and to smoke a cigarette. And all my clients are in shock. Alexa was like, I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. She was shooken up like you cannot believe. So long story short, here's Alexa going, the other producers are considering her for a show, and she invites me for her sizzle. And we're sitting at the dining room table, and we're telling the Danielle Staub story. Okay. And she got her show. She got the show. She did very well, by the way. So yeah, that's one Danielle story. Now we go to the restaurant. Of course, I'm paying the bill. It's my party. And the waitress comes out, or waiter, I forget the waitress. And she hands everyone their champagne glasses. I have Vive Clos coming out. And Danielle goes, take these glasses back. They're not frosted. They're not frosted. I'm like, Danielle, please don't talk to them like that. That's not very nice. Just say, can you please chill the glasses? Blah, blah. Like, I'm telling you, her head spun around like The Exorcist. And she's barking out orders. Meanwhile, I'm the host. I'm paying the bill, and we're just all in shock. Just all in shock. We stayed friends after that, but it was like a very strange relationship, just very strange. But then my mother was sick. She went to my mother's house. She brought her food. She's
Danielle.
that type. Yeah, Danielle. My mother would bring Danielle brought my mother food. My mother loved Danielle. So she had a couple of different personalities. Like, she would be so sweet, so kind. My stepfather was alive at the time. He was getting sick. He was, getting his dementia. She was bringing food to my mom. My mom loved her. She told my mother, I want Kim D I wasn't Kim D at the time. I was just Kim. I want Kim to be sitting on the couch next to me. I want her to film with me. But Michael saw a side to her that he didn't like. And he was like, I don't want you filming with her. Okay. So that's when, at that point, I chose to film with Teresa and Jaqueline. And I introduced her to Kim G. And I said, here, you film with Kim G. I'll film with them. And of course, that's what started the kind of rift between me and Danielle. She wasn't too happy about it. And it wasn't like Michael basically told me what to do, but he was my significant other for many years. I adored him. He adored me. And you know what? He saw a couple of things that she had done. I'm not going to repeat those things, but it had to do with his friends. And he wasn't interested in me getting like a reputation or whatever like that. So he basically said to me, I really don't want you filming with her. Then, of course, he didn't want me to film in the show at all, but I filmed the show on the side. And then when the show came out, he'd be like, when did you do that? It was almost like I cheated on him. It was really wild. A lot of that
like,
stuff
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Danielle has a ring in her vagina.
Yeah.
Oh, well, for everyone who didn't know, there you go. Danielle is a wild, she's a wild child. So I can totally picture her walking in and pulling down her pants. She loves a shock value.
Yes.
Listen, there are different sides to Miss Staub. There really are.
No, there really are. Let me tell you something,
yeah.
And I enjoyed her company plenty of times. I really did, or else I wouldn't have her around. And when she said on the reunion, I got Kim on the show, she did. Because she walked into Posh and we became friends. She bought a lot of clothes from Posh. She was one of my best clients. She really did buy a lot. And she was very supportive. She would come in with her girls, but there were certain things and she turned against me, but she didn't like the fact that I was filming with them. And I would say to her, Danielle, do you have to take everything so serious? Why can't you go with the flow? Just go with the flow. This is a show. Couldn't do it. She couldn't do it.
She feels she got you on the show and she feels you were disloyal.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but she's just like a wounded bird. Like she was hurt. Danielle is hurt. I mean, I'm not giving her shade.
No, I understand.
Like I told you, I have a soft spot for her.
I know.
I do.
I know.
I can't.
So that's the story, But and if anybody would like to do a check on that, there are multiple people, including the Glam Fairy and Helena, and I forget who else was there of my very good friends. A lot of my clients were there, and they were like, "What?" Yeah, no one could believe it, but it was funny, But poor Glam Fairy. I mean, it was right there, right there.
It was right there in her face. Now, let me tell you, you were jogged my memory. Yeah, Danielle has now. I don't know what context this was, but when I was when I used to be friends with that, God, did you ever have a friend that you're just so embarrassed you were friends with them?
Yeah, who were you friends with?
That fucking Aiden, that girl Aiden.
Oh, yeah, that one.